What's up everyone, Dr.D here bringing you a brand new top 10. In this top 10, we're going to look at the hardest level 14s on singles to PFC. Ah yes, the coveted gold lamp for the 14 folder. Many players attempt it, few achieve it. This list is going to be looking at the toughest 14s to PFC, and emphasis on PFC, not passing difficulty. With plenty recent players achieving this feat, I felt now is a great time to show off the hard work it takes and to prepare players who are thinking of getting their own lamps in the future. Oh, and lastly, before I forget, this list along with all future top 10s will include both Ace and Ace 2.0 content. Current gold lampers on the 14 folder, beware! Some content in Ace 2.0 might make relighting the lamp harder than you think. Alright, let's get started.
Number 10.
Number 10 is Antimatter difficult. And yes, I said difficult. Better get used to that since most of the hardest 14s are the difficult charts of Brutal Expert Challenge charts. Antimatter is particularly a tough 14 to PFC for several reasons. First, and possibly most importantly, is the sync. Ace on Whitecaps is known to be generally late, but this song goes far beyond that. Secondly, it doesn't help that the steps just don't feel like they go to the music, especially in the slowdown sections. And finally, the mod selections make this one tough. 1.5 gives you a decent 600 read speed for the most part, but leaves much to be desired during the slowdowns. And using 1.75 just isn't feasible for most players that can't read 700. Still waiting on that 1.65x option, Konami. Sprinkle in a few crossovers and this song earns a top 10 rank.
Number 9.
Number 9 is Pursuer difficult. At the time of writing, Pursuer is still locked as an extra exclusive song, meaning it's only playable on extra stage on Ace, which makes going for it that much harder. Thankfully, with Ace 2.0 rolling out in more locations, players are finally able to access this song on any stage. Regardless how you play it, PFCing it will be tough, with BPMs ranging between 75 and 300. Picking the correct speed mod is crucial. Pick something too low and you'll suffer through the slow sections with ambiguous patterns, crossovers, and green notes galore, assuming you're playing on note that is. Pick a speed mod too high and you'll likely not be able to read the hard, although short, 300 BPM section. Building muscle memory or outright memorizing the ending might just be the way to go. Number 8. Number 8 is Tohoku Evolved Difficult. Pray for all. Of those who fail to get this one, 340 is a good BPM and offers some flexibility on speed options, and surprisingly, this song is pretty well synced. Well, the niceties end there, I'm afraid, with all three gimmicks proving to be a PFC breaker. From the first boost jump with no audible cues, the middle stop into a sudden 680 BPM drill where perfect timing is needed, and finally, a random jump. Ah yes, I do mean a random jump. Unless you pick a speed mod under 1x, no matter what speed mod you choose, it's nearly impossible to read what's to come at 1020 BPM. That's right, 1020 BPM. Alright, you say, so just memorize the last jump. Oh ho ho, if it were only that easy. I wasn't lying when I said the last jump was random. In fact, there are 4 possible adjacent jumps that could come up, leaving no choice to the player but to bracket all 4 notes. It wouldn't be too bad if the music helped, but it doesn't. With practically no cues, players are forced to jump in the dark. Hello, random jump.
Number 7.
Number 7 is Pluto Expert. You know you're in for a treat when the steps start with no music leading up to it. And side note, this song features one of my biggest pet peeves in DDR when the huge "Here we go" text is still appearing in conjunction with the first notes. I'm looking at you, OTP! Anyways, being one of the few expert songs on the list, PFCing it is quite a chore. With BPMs ranging from 50 to 220, once again, speed option choices are critical. Unlike most songs with BPM changes, Pluto is one of the few with what are regarded as true BPM changes, where instead of doubling or having the initial BPM, it jumps to a completely different tempo, for example going from 50 to say 110 BPM. There is really no simple way to put it. It takes a lot of practice, memorization, and yes, failing, to get to the point where a PFC on this is possible. With stops galore, I hope you're able to keep the beat and nail the transitions. Let's not even touch the challenge chart for this video. To this day, Pluto remains one of the most impressive PFCs to get in the 14 folder.
Number 6.
Number 6 is being given to max period difficult. Why do you need Konami original songs? Fun fact, this was re-rated from a 13 on DDR Ace 2.0, so for it to be ranked this high on the 14 list when it was originally 13 must tell you something. 1, it must be incredibly difficult, and 2, Konami did a very poor job at rating this in the first place. Anyways, though personally this song has never given me too much trouble, I know it's a big roadblock for those going for the 14s, so let's talk about it. And I know, broken record, but the BPMs on this one are not kind, ranging from 150 to 600, and yes, I said 600, and no, not a 600 flash like Tohoku Evolve, but a maintained 600 portion for 76 steps. Few can even entertain using a speed mod higher than 1x. One of the most challenging parts of it is the fact that the song is very poorly synced and known to drift, making staying in the MA window incredibly challenging. With strange patterns and a few tricky crossovers, this song earns its spot.
Number 5.
Alright, now it's time to get serious. Number 5 is Awaladori Expert. Future Tom Tom might be dead, but this song lives on to haunt the DDR14 folder. Wow, I don't even know where to start. I guess I'll start near the beginning and let 5 years ago Doc give you his impression after he finally PFC'd it on 2014.
Well, no sense downplaying that one. That is by far the hardest 14 in DDR. So if you ever see me do a top 10 hardest 14s, you already know what number one's going to be.
I said that back then, and it remains true today. The only reason it isn't number 1 is obviously in the last 5 years, lots of new songs have been released, and that comment was referring only to expert and challenge charts. You already know this song has whacked out BPMs and gimmicks. Though the gimmicks are easier to master than Pluto, most of the notes are hit on a swing beat. All you need to know about swing beats are that there's 12 notes abound. With the swing rhythm and constant BPM changes, it's difficult to stay within the MA window. Don't ask me how Chris managed to MFC this. I haven't a clue, so we'll just say, 'cause it's Chris.
Number 4.
Time for some new content. Number 4 is Avenger Difficult. Difficult being an understatement. Besides being an absolute certified banger from USAO, who has a perfect track record with me so far, this song boasts one of the hardest difficult charts to PFC. Yeah, BPMs ranging from 100, 400, blah blah blah. The difference here is that for the most part, Avenger is quite honestly the easiest and most straightforward 14 on the list. Well, that is for the first 80% of the song. From that point, good luck. You know how in that one section of Paranoid Eternal X Special where it has 15 up arrow jacks in a row at 200 BPM? Well, Avenger sees that and says, hold my beer. Unlike Eternal X Special, where you can throw it on mirror to get down jacks, this ending sequence features long jacks on each arrow, some of which even ending in jumps. It's extremely demanding in mental, physical, and technical ability to be able to PFC this bad boy.
Number 3.
Number 3 is Cytokinesis Expert. This will be the third and last Expert song to make the list. Released during DDR Ace Extra Savior Volume 2 event, Cytokinesis stood out from the pack. Many try, but few are able to PFC this one. It's not how many gimmicks and BPM changes there are, but mostly how difficult the transitions between the changes are. Even the first 17 steps prove difficult with abrupt BPM changes. For most of the song, you'll be forced to read at a slower rate because of the next part we'll discuss. After a speed up jump section, the scroll slows down to around 140 BPM before it once again starts ramping up its speed with 8th note streams. It doesn't sound too bad until you realize it'll keep streaming up to 260 BPM, at which point, and I feel this is the hardest part, a sudden transition back to 222 happens. Even seasoned players have trouble PFCing this one on command. And once again, how does Chris have this? 'Cause it's Chris.
Number 2.
Number 2 is Orca Difficult. I have a feeling this song is going to prevent lots of players relighting their 14 lamps. It doesn't help currently, this song is still an extra stage exclusive, making the feat more challenging. To sum up, this song is here for all the reasons Pluto is, and more. I'd tell you how many stops and slowdowns this song has, but honestly, I lost count after 20. This is the perfect example to show how gimmicks can inflate difficulty. In all honesty, if played using a C mod, Orca Difficult is a low 14 at best, possibly even a 13, with pretty straightforward patterns at 155 BPM. But damn, those gimmicks really make a difference. There isn't really much else to say, just see for yourself. If you plan on mastering this one, be prepared to spend hours studying it to execute it and PFC it. Good luck.
Number 1.
Here we are at number 1 with Pluto the First Difficult. I think a lot of you saw this one coming, and you're right. Pluto the First Difficult is, in my opinion, the hardest 14 to PFC. Sure, it might not have the amount of gimmicks as Pluto or Orca. And yeah, it doesn't have difficult progressive speed-ups like Awa Adori or Cytokinesis. But what it does have puts it in a category harder than all of the above. First, someone has to say it, so I will. It's just a weird sounding song to begin with. Though it is pretty well synced. At nearly all times, the steps just, they don't feel like they go to anything. And yeah, to smash the already broken record, speed options suck with this beast. With notes being hit at as low as 50 BPM or as high as 440 BPM, it leaves little choices for acceptable speed mods. For me though, the hardest parts are the stops, especially near the end. Stops are particularly egregious for this song since most just don't follow conventional stops, where you can just tap out quarter or eighth notes to make your way through. Full disclosure, I still don't know how to time some of those stops. on this song. Pluto the First difficult is, in my opinion, the hardest 14 to PFC. And why has Chris MFC'd it? 'Cause it's Chris. There you have it, the top 10 hardest 14s on singles to PFC in DDR. I hope this top 10 helped highlight some of the challenges players face when going for the gold lamp in the 14 folder. I also hope it encourages and inspires players to go out and get the lamp themselves. Though this list is mostly comprised of my opinion, I did cross-reference my list with Skill Attack on their data for PFC ratios on all 14s, as you can see here. I hope you guys enjoyed this top 10. I'll see you for the next one. Peace. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. If you like what I do and want to be notified whenever I upload or go live, subscribe and hit that bell icon. If you really love me, consider pledging on Patreon to enjoy exclusive benefits. Lastly, keep the DDR discussion going by joining my Discord community linked below. Thanks again, and peace.